All right, our next presenter this evening, Jim McFarlin. Jim is a transplanted Michigander who's thankful his college colors were orange and blue, preventing the need for a new wardrobe. He's a freelance writer based in Champaign whose work appears in a dozen publications, including the U of I Alumni Magazine. He's also creator of the award-winning blog JK, Just Kidneying, which serves as the jumping-off point for his presentation, Share Your Body, Save a Life. Jim McFarlin.
Oh, it's past my bedtime. Hi. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, thank you for hanging around. I appreciate it. My name is Jim McFarlin. I usually like to present my presentations with a photo of my Lhasa Apso puppy, Sophie, because she's just the cutest puppy in the world. And because my years as newspaper man taught me that if you put a picture of a child or an animal on the front page, you soften up the audience. And I want to soften you up tonight because I want you to think about something that you may not have thought about before. I'm going to ask you an ask. I'm going to ask you to think about donating your organs, your eyes, and your tissue at a point where you're no longer with us. As you may know, that's the Center for Donate Life, the national organization that wants you to think about donation for transplantation. I don't want to bombard you with a lot of facts and figures you'll forget by the time you get to your car, but there are three figures I want you to take home with you if you can. 105,000, that's the number of people right now in America that need an organ transplant. 79, that's the number of people every day who get an organ transplant. Notice the ratio. And 18 really good people who have a life they want to live die every day waiting for that transplant that never comes. This is a subject that's extremely near and dear to my heart, well actually closer to my kidneys, because it's because I have a kidney transplant 3 years ago that I'm standing here today, or standing anywhere for that matter, because it's really saved my life. I'm a writer by profession, as they said, and this is what writers usually think of as, but this is what writers really look like. Forget that. This is me. Notice the beads of sweat forming, the wide-eyed look of desperation on deadline. And for you Chicago sports fans, forgive me. I'm a Michiganian by nature, spent 30 years in Detroit, so I'm just that way. The heart wants what it wants. What the heart really wants is to keep beating. So imagine my surprise back in 2008, that's the look of surprise right there, when they told me that I was suffering from stage 4 kidney failure. Now, at stage 5, they usually start holding prayer vigils and talking about your insurance. So stage 4, I figured, was pretty serious. What I wanted to know is what happened to stages 1 through 3. They didn't tell me. But at any rate, all I had to do, my only option at that point was dialysis to maintain my lifestyle, and I knew that. So every time I drive past a dialysis clinic, I had this rush of fear and sadness. I started to cry because it was the unknown. It was fear of what's going to happen to me. How long will I have to be on this strange dialysis thing? And what if I never get a transplant? What if an organ never comes from me? So it was a really hard time, and a lot of people go through this because dialysis is complicated. You got this big machine, you got gray thingies and pretty thingies and big screens and stuff you don't know about, and it's scary because it's the first time for you, and anything that's different is scary, and that's what I was going through. I wasn't, no one knows what caused it. In my case, it might have been the black man's burden of wildly unchecked high blood pressure, but I wasn't going to go that route. I was going to go something milder and gentler. You see, in typical dialysis, what they do is they take you in this big room, they suck your blood out, they clean it, and they put it back in. It's like in a horror story 3 times a week. This is the home system. You do it at home, it's milder, it's gentler. It's a solution that comes off those bags, goes into a catheter they put in you, it cleanses the blood, and then it comes out the other side. It's so nice. But any system is only as good as the person that teaches it to you. This is my instructor. This is my angel. This lady's name is Diane King. She was my first dialysis nurse, and she was just the best. She was kind. She was gentle. She was thoughtful. She came to our house to make sure we understood how to do it. And she had this high, squeaky voice, so she sounded like your fairy godmother's talking how to do it, so you really listen. But there are downsides to every treatment. In my case, those bags of liquid you saw in the other machine, they come 30 at a time. You do it every day, 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. 30 bags, 30 cases. You have to have storage space. It's very important to find a place to put the boxes. They used to tell you, make sure the driver is from Baxter. Well, if an 80-foot truck comes, it's got Baxter on the side, that's probably the guy. This whole experience caused me to create a blog called JK, Just Kidneying, just because the experiences I had, they were funny, they were sad, they were touching. I wanted to convey, and I wanted to reach out to other people and let them know, because there are other people out there who are going through the same things. This got me in touch with the kidney community. There's a lot of things to help myself in that, and just reach out to people who need it. I don't know who this nurse is, but if my wife finds out, she's going to kill me. Actually, that is my wife, my lovely wife, Karen, my my hero, my support system. November 18th, 2011, I got a kidney, and it really saved my life at Barnes-Hughes Hospital in St. Louis. And I wasn't supposed to know who the donor was, but it was in all the papers in St. Louis. There was a 6-year-old child who had a brain aneurysm on the playground at school and passed away. That is not her, by the way. That's a photograph, just so you know, a photograph representation. But because of her parents being so selfless in all their grief, to have the compassion to say, how can our child's life help others? Oh, do you want to see my scar? Not a lot of people do, but it's late at night with that, you know. Once it's happened, I mean, they cut me like a hog at Thanksgiving. And after it was over, what I found out, my days as a swimsuit model, probably over. But I would do it again 1,000 times over to have the gift of life that you can give. But when you get it, your lifestyle changes. The pill box on the left is what I had while I was on dialysis. Now that I have a transplant, the one on the right is what I take now. The fear is always rejection, which is true in life, isn't it? So what you want to do is, so the pills are there to help keep the organ in place, to keep you healthy. Like I said, I've been really active in the kidney community. That's me hanging with my new running buddy, Sydney the Kidney. I've been asked to join the kidney, the patient representative for the state of Illinois for kidney disease. I'm very proud of that. I sit on a number of boards, including ones here and in Chicago as well. My wife, bless her heart, was so moved by this whole experience. She wanted to commemorate it. She had a Bible verse tattooed on her wrist. The verse is from Psalms, and what it says is, my health may fail and my spirit may grow weak, but God remains the strength of my heart. He is mine forever. And we look at that and we remember what we've gone through, the journey we've gone through, and how we can hopefully help others. You want to know now what you can do to get involved, right? Because how many people here have already signed up to donate an organ? Have that? Oh, I'm preaching to half the choir. I'm sorry. Well, Jesse White, a very small man with a very big heart, is our Secretary of State. Go to lifegoeson.com, donatelifeonline.org, and either one of those will help you sign up if you haven't already. Thank you for those of you who have. Because when you do it, you'll feel better, you'll sleep better, you'll sleep like the sleep of small puppies like my girl Sylvia here. But I want to thank you for your time, thank you for your interest, and please have a wonderful rest of your evening. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.